going to be doing this thing now that we do whenever she's in the house. It's the Pages page.
In the house.
And just to make sure that we're understanding here, you don't actually have a page somewhere that people can get. This is kind of like the old style page.
Right.
Like a proclamation.
Like when you go to Kmart and they say, hey, come to the customer service desk.
Now that
Paging.
works for me. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yep.
That's right. We've got to clean up on aisle 4. And there's over the page.
Okay, as I mentioned in the chat, guys, if you are with me, I want to talk about self-esteem today. Self-esteem is the perception that you have of yourself and your self-worth. So ask yourself, what defines you? And who defines you? All those things are really important to think about, because right now, being a teenager, your world, your life, your self-worth usually has everything to do with what's around you. So your environment, your home life, your social life, your school life, your extracurricular life, all of that stuff you take in, and it helps define who you are. Well, those things, because they're outside of you, can control you, but it's usually not in a healthy way. You know, we have to sometimes realize that we are actually more in control of ourselves than our environment. Makes sense, right? So think about who and what and why defines you. Here's some things that I wanted to talk about today in order to change and flip kind of your perception. First, change the language in your head. Too often we are so negative when it comes to our self-talk. So next time, catch that thought. Catch that train of thought. It's usually this pattern of thinking that we start saying, well, I'm not good enough, or he's not calling me back because of this, because I'm not good enough here, or I don't have any friends. Usually it's something about the way that we speak to ourselves. Of course, that's going to plummet our self-esteem. Secondly, focus on the positive. What is going right in your life? Usually there's tons of things that are, but too often we're focused on the negative, that we don't see the positive that is going on right in front of us. I love to use the example of when the Egyptians were in the desert and how God provided manna for you. Every day there is a blessing. We just have to seek it out. Grace. Grace for yourself. We are human, we are fallible, and we will make tons of mistakes. That's just the way life is. Normalize the fact that you have weaknesses. You are not going to be great at everything. So when you make a mistake, say, you know what? I wasn't the best at that, or I didn't do well in this, or I can't do this because I just not gifted in that way. Allow grace for that. Forgive yourself for the mistakes and move on. That's just reality. We have weaknesses. Focus on what your strengths are. What are you good at? We are all naturally gifted at something. And it may not be something that makes you fit in with your peers. You may not be great at what everybody else is great at. That's okay. You have been uniquely made. Embrace that uniqueness. And lastly, pick people that encourage you. You have a choice in who your friends are. That's one of the great things about school life, is that usually you are surrounded by thousands potentially of people that you can be friends with. Choose them, and choose them wisely, because they do make an impact on how you view yourself. So again, to sum all this up, who defines you, what defines you, and why does that define you? Take back control, take back your thoughts and your social life and your friends. Be positive to yourself, love yourself. That's Paige's page today, guys. Take care.